Second half about to get underway.
That's all I was alluding to.
Adam Russell will give us around the ground scores and the live ladder updates as well, but the second half is underway at Clifton Park.
Brown knocked it down, not to anyone in particular. Secondary ball up is the result as Adam Russell will go around the grounds.
We'll start in Premier Division. Dave Greenvale, that had an early scare up against Strathmore, but they've taken back control 7-7-49. Leading Strathmore 6-4-40. Avondale Heights dominant against Northern Saints 15-11, 101-37-25. West Coburg 6-5-41. Trail Pascoe Vale 6-5-43. And Marby Park leading Airport West in a close game 8-9-57 to Airport West 8-4-52.
Kovat sent one to the square for Keilor and no mark taken. Eventually Abbas left to work things out. They're not out of trouble yet though. They've got numbers and eventually they work things out and can go through the middle of the ground. Patak hands off. Ran into trouble though. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Keilor have come to play in the second half and they're going to work it inside 50 through Kane Barbudo.
Yeah, they would have got a rev up at half-time. Mick McGuan would have been very disappointed with their second half of that second quarter. And let's see if they can get on the scoreboard early here because they certainly need to.
So Kane Barbudo, he's going to go back and kick short over the top of Brown. And that was clever in the end. Gains about 20 metres more in territory. Loose checking inside 50. A shot on goal coming up for Reece Prismal. And what do you reckon, Chief? About 40 metres, not too much angle to speak of.
I reckon about 45 because he's nearly just near the circles as we speak. It's a big run-up.
It's a huge run-up, isn't it? I've lost him. Where is he?
Quite literally in the middle of the ground.
There he is. Reece Prismal.
Short leg in cricket season.
Where did we see him playing last year? At Avondale Heights, was it? Or is he playing at Keilor?
I reckon he was at Keilor.
I reckon he was, yeah, maybe at Keilor. Who knows? I'll leave that to you, Chief. Prismal, meantime, an important kick on the left foot. Starts it on the left goal post. It bends back nicely. The first goal of the second half goes to Keilor. Reece Prismal on the board. 8-2-50. Plays Aberfeldie 12-7-79. Would you believe it? The scoreboard is not working once again. And Keilor been duped a goal.
Could be a Royal Commission
There
issue
is.
the scoreboard during the week.
There is, of course, a Brent Prismal that wears the same colours at VFL level.
That would be the one that I might be thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, Footscray Premiership player last year in the VFL. Back here, 8-2-50 plays 12-7-79, 29-point ball game. Live across the world today on EDFL Match of the Day, or perhaps midnight on the other side of the world where we have some listeners today. Secondary ball up. In the middle of Clifton Park. Nice sunshine as we speak. It's getting a bit cold though, and there's a free kick. Umpire's just handed the ball to Angus Graham. He kicked it to an open half forward line, and Pataka, the ball bounced over his head, and that doesn't have to bounce too high for that to happen. As the ball goes toward the pocket, Patak gets involved again, dives in, and he might get pinged if he's unlucky. No, ball up.
Div 1 around the grounds, 12-8-80 to 6-3-39. Craigiebird, Taylor's Lakes. East Keilor, 7-5-47. Trailing Tullamarine, 10-4-64. Oak Park Trail, Judah Stars, 9-7-61 to 10-5-65. And Hillside Trail, West Meadows, 5-7-37 to West Meadows, 10-2-62. And the live ladder, we've got Dooders, Craigieburn, West Meadows, Oak Park, and Tullamarine now out of the 4 on a percent.
How much percent on the live ladder?
Just 1%.
That's the only difference between finals and no finals for Tulla.
At the moment,
Your
yes.
tip to finish runner-up in the grand final?
Winners of the grand final.
I can tell you that there has been no further tweets on hashtag Kyle Count in the USA. Just the one tweet today.
How about the Kibilo count? On his way, and he hooked it badly, hit the post. It was a pretty bad kick off the boot. Somehow it still made its way to the post, which means it wasn't that far away. Minor score in the end for Aberfeldie. 12-8 now plays 8-2.
Some Div 2 around the grounds as well, Chief. I'll round it out. 6-11-47 to 3-1-19. Roxburgh Park and Jacana there.
Get a touch.
Is a stat for Harrison.
Harrison Jamison gets himself a touch right in front of the commentary box, but it's going to be Jack Mack to take the free kick. What are you going to do with it, Jack Mack? You're going to go short to Toy and inboard. Still 70 out from goal for Abbas. He goes with the dribbler in towards the corridor. Little bit of work to be done. Toy got it back though. Sent it all up towards the hot spot from 55 out. They all fly. Brown comes down with it though. Good strong defender's mark from the big fella in Andrew Brown, and he can distribute off to Ogden, who's going to go short and out of defence, but not out of defence because Josh Cabillo stood in the way, and now he can go back and have another shot on goal. Geez, those kicks out of defensive 50 Adrian Jamieson, within defensive 50 for Keilor, have been absolutely atrocious today.
Yeah, they're just butchering the ball and just turning it over. And I don't know if it's the pressure of Aberfeldie and if they're rushed, but their decision-making's been poor, and Mick McGon will be very, very disappointed with that.
Cubillo hasn't got a goal to his name. He's had the last shot on goal. This time, he has kicked another point. No, he's kicked a goal. Cubillo goals. Not too much celebration from the crowd. It was very close to the left goal post, but he puts it through all the same, and another goal to Abbas. That is their opening goal of the second half. And Josh Cubillo's opening goal of the match. And that takes them Sprouts 13-8-86.
To Keilor's 8-2-44.
Stitched to up, 8-2-50.
Dooders have come out firing in the third quarter. They've kicked the first 3 goals to lead 83-61.
Might have had a good combination of good Oak Park, bad Oak Park today at JP Faulkner. That's where Jimmy Ainsworth is umpiring game 2000. Hashtag 2000 or Jimmy 2000 as Brock McLean goes inboard. Blackwell, the runner came through for Aberfeldie, gets around one. That was Phillips up toward half forward. Brown was there for Keilor. It came off hands, and picking it up now is Papalia, right half back for Keilor. Looking toward the outer side. That's where Keilor's preferred to operate so far, and he quite literally kicks it toward the bench. To a one-on-one. Not the best option, but still a free kick for Linton anyway for Keilor. Linton, down the line he goes. There's a man at half forward, but the next kick's the important one. Inboard they go. It's in the hands now of Kane Barbuto. He goes wide. And the Blues just hovering around 50. Now, where are the options inside? Davidson's loose. It's coming his way. Pat converges. And a mark is taken and paid. Shot on goal coming up for the Keilor Footy Club, and it was Nick Davidson that got back and read it well.
Davidson, was it?
No, it's
Lee Burke.
Burke,
Lee
I think.
Burke,
Yeah. So, yeah, as you said, great work from him to get back with the flight, and now a good shot coming for Lee Burke.
Important one for the Keilor Footy Club. Down by 36 points as we speak. To stay in it. Shot on goal, Lee Burke. Right foot, 40 out, directly in front. Off the side of the boot.
We've got a little bit of international news. It says Matt and Scott have already made 5 people on the bus cry. Hashtag Kyle count. Hashtag Martin Chadwick. Hashtag Angus. Hashtag Kearney, Nebraska. But that was 29th of October 2013. So back into play. Abbas sending it out. Reece Moylan takes the mark at half back. He goes inboard. Not a good kick. It's a turnover. And now it's Ogden that can send them forward. He feigned it. The kick inboard then went longer up towards half forward. Gordis couldn't come down with it, and Kennedy couldn't rove it. Boundary thrown inside 50 for Keilor. We've played just under 8 minutes, and it's Aberfeldie in control. But Keilor pressing forward in the opening stages of this second half. Another boundary throw in. Let's see what they can do from this one. Clever little tap forward there from Bathy. Spills forward, though. Cubillo from the congestion did so well. Such clean hands in close here from Aberfeldie, and they're out of trouble once again. Phillips with the little 1-2 there, and now Carboni close to the boundary line. The umpire says he took it out of play. Carboni not happy about it, just throws the ball on the ground.
That's
and
a
a boundary
free
throw in. Yeah, I think so, Jambo.
That is a free kick. That's dissent.
Dissent. That is not good, but boundary throw in half, centre wing in front of the Abbas coaching staff.
Yep, and it's going to be Graham and Brown in the ruck. Best rucking contest you'll get in the EDFL. Lynch has a couple of Keilor players to deal with. Never got it out, and now we'll have a ball up.
Now, I just want to ask if the umpires have been spoken to at quarter time because, Catapan likes to drop the shoulder when they're getting tackled and drop the knees to get the head-high tackles, but the umpires seem to have put the whistle away a bit this quarter.
Catapan involved in this particular passage, put Brown to the deck. Now a ball up.
Really clever from Catapan there, just absolutely made sure that Brown didn't get back up and had no further influence, and they locked things up.
Ball thrown up on the broadcast wing, dead centre wing in fact, and now Manning's going nowhere. And we will see another stoppage.
Dave, Kyle count in the USA is now trending second use of the day, courtesy of Luke Davis.
Great to see that the crew are all listening in, causing a Twitter hashtag meltdown on @EDFL Footy Radio with his tweet from the New York City Kyle count, hashtag Kyle count in the USA, hashtag up the Rillers. Gotta love it. Keilor moving it forward, mark inside 50, and Bathy sends himself back and going to back himself here. Chief, how far has he got? Distance perception from this spot.
It's the wind that might be a bit of an issue. I reckon our Hooley's on 50. It's hard to tell from here. Claire Varley will get a better view of this one. It's a tough kick, though. The wind is just making life a little bit difficult in this part of the ground. We'll see what Ryan Bathy does.
He's a right footer, and he gives it an absolute roost right on that right goal post. It drifts across the face of goal, and it's just a minor score.
Now, we haven't quite run through all the Div 2 scores, so I'll do that now and interrupt me, fellas, if something exciting happens in the Aberfeldie defence. But it's 5-7-37 Keilor Park up against Moonee Valley 12-4, 76 for the Valley. So that sees them into the top 4 at the moment. Hadfield lead Coburg Districts 9-8-62 to the Districts 5-5-35. East Sunbury 18-7, 115 up against Burnside Heights 3-3-21.
Pause it there, Adam Russell, as Graham goes in toward Patak, but he had a lot of defenders around him. And out the back, Keilor are going to try and handball their way out of trouble. Rush tried to force the boundary throw in. Patak was there. Now Kyle has to go inboard by hand. He was tackled as he got that hand pass out. It's a pressure ball at the moment. The ball will slip back out. McLean, he'll try and chase it down. Just ran into Manning there. And, well, play on's a call, is it? No, it went out of bounds and a boundary throw in. Just resume the around the ground scores there, Adam Russell.
Those are all the scores, Chief, but I'll run by the live ladder for you. Hadfield in first place, obviously with just the one loss so far this season. Rochester Park in second, Moonee Valley third, Jacana fourth, and Coburg Districts fifth, now missing by a game. So they do need to get over Hadfield to make finals here, Coburg Districts.
Cross half back, a wobbler toward the middle of the ground for Keilor. Bathy marks, hand pass out there, and they will work it by hand in the middle of the ground here. Keilor is Crawford. Got a couple of handballs in the passage out wide. Now Burke's going to watch the ball go over his head. One bounce, it didn't favour him. Josh Toy came late and watched it go out of play right in the shade now. Broadcast wing not far away from the others' gates.
So, what have we travelled? Just under 10 minutes? Oh, no, scoreboard's broken on 9 minutes 14. We have no idea how much time has elapsed now. Everything's broken. I'm pretty sure there's an extra point on Abba's score as well. 13-9, 87, plays 8-4, 52. It is absolute shambles on that scoreboard. It's close to the boundary line, and it's out of play once again, though. Catapan takes that one out of play, and we've got to go back to the manual system.
Well, just lucky
Sprouts will be all over that.
Yeah, they won't be here again, so maybe the scoreboard's having its Mad Monday early.
So back into play. An early Mad Monday for the scoreboard. It's a call from Jambo.
Though the scoreboard may be used to display a fireworks display in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, wow.
Jambo went there.
He did. That's very intriguing stuff. I'm imagining a scoreboard on Mad Monday. It's very interesting. As this one goes out of play once again. Not much going on here at Clifton Park. A little bit of a lull in play. The ball in the shadows. And the scoreboard still managing to pump out the sponsors amazingly, but not the correct scores and times. Boundary throw in. Graham disposed of his opponent. Still inside 50 for Keilor here. They can't win meaningful disposal. Great tackle there. Came from Burke, and he forces another stoppage. So, ball up at half forward for Keilor, who just really struggling to penetrate their attacking 50.
Ball thrown up, third man up there was Kane Barbuto for Keilor. I don't think he got a good purchase on the ball though. Cubillo fed the ball out wide. Oswald will go down the line, up toward half forward, and it went over the head of that occasion of Kefford. Out the back it comes. Under some pressure, Gordis tried to tap it on, did well in the ends, and now it's Crawford getting it in toward the middle of the ground. Mark taken by Kane Barbuto. It's been good for Keilor. Went wide. The runner came there from, or the running there came from Noy. Gets it. Unloads on the left. Up towards half forward. A big fly from Toy. Landed heavily as well. And high contact free kick coming up for Keilor. Josh Toy is still slow to get up just behind this. He's up now. He's still feeling it as Keilor go to short pass out wide.
Yeah, just landed very heavily there. And I think he's probably a bit winded. Good to see him on his feet though. And I'm sure Claire Varley will keep a watch on that one.
It's in the hands of David Gordis, who has 2 goals in this game so far today. An important kick coming up. It's 52 playing 86 at the moment. So this will bring it back within 5 kicks. We think we're pushing time on in the third quarter. Gordis kicks on the way, left foot ball. Goal umpire is watching it sail across the face. Minor score for the Blues. 8-5 now plays 13-8. Still a big lead for Ubbers.
So what can Keilor do? They're just not managing to have an influence on the scoreboard at the moment. Not much is having an influence on the scoreboard. We'll get rid of those gags soon. But now Aberfeldie moving it out of their defence, and the mark is taken by Moylan. Goes to Cabillo, went over the top, searching there for McNamara, and then got it on in turn there to Carboni, and that's where it ended. Tanti now emerges with the footy, runs his full measure, and that's a great kick down the line. The mark is taken. Keilor need to move this on quickly. Kane Barbudo got it there from Bathy, and now he goes inboard. That wasn't a great kick. It might still work out here for Keilor. Eventually it ends there with Burke, who kicks inside 50. Was that a mark? Not quite. Gordis very close to the boundary line. Got it inboard, and now the shot on goal goes right across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full. No change to the score, Sprouts.
Three-quarter time score from Division 2. Rochester Park giving Chicana an absolute shellacking. 13-14-92 to Chicana's 4-3-27.
Nervous wait for around the ground scores for Chicana. Then in that case, as Hislop gets wrapped up by Tanti.
And Oak Park's season's over.
Is it?
It should be. It's 102 to 63 at the moment.
They were third. A little more than 7 days ago. And then, well, you guys saw what happened against Tulla. I'll let you explain that one, Dave.
That's unbelievable.
Ball's in the middle of the ground as we speak here at Clifton Park. And again, Patak, as you would expect, applying the pressure. Ball up inside the square.
This game's just at a lull at the moment.
It is, isn't it? That's why we keep talking about the scoreboard.
Yeah, there's just nothing happening. It's just, you know, they're going through the motions. But I can't, from what I'm seeing now, I can't see Aberfeldie losing it this year, even with the mind issues. They're just too dominant everywhere.
The analogy I was going for, you should have gone for, Dave, before, the scoreboard is under the influence. That's probably the one we should have gone with in the end. Blackwell spun around, got the hand pass out to Phillips. Carboni went back, and now it's going to be Moylan sending Aberfeldie towards half forward. Hislop slipped over at the wrong moment, and Keilor got some numbers back there. Good little hand pass out there. I think it was Gordis, did well on all fours, and work it out. Kane Barbudo getting a lot of the ball for Keilor today. Gets it on the outer wing, went inboard. Kick was not a great one there for Peck. It's on ground level. Ball came out. Tanti will send it forward for the Blues once more. In toward Brown territory. Hawley's back out on the ground. Got a fist on it and gets the 1-2 as well. Aberfeldie go towards his broadcast side. McLean takes the mark.
Oh, look at this. Mountains of space here for Lynch. That's the direction he goes. Can keep on running here, Lynch. There's one bounce. Good shepherd behind play. Bad shepherd behind play, says the umpire.
So where's downfield? Lynch has kept walking forward and forward. He's got 5 metres now.
Well, the illegal shepherd there was almost a professional free kick by Peck. Now Lynch goes short, and Kyle takes the mark. Wheels around from 49 metres, right on the paintwork. He said it's wide, but it still might be a mark in the goal square, and it is. Graham takes it. He's not quite in the goal square. In fact, he's up against the right point post here at Clifton Park. He walks back and tries to avoid the hill. The umpire, let's see what he does with the line there. No, he's gained a...
Oh, Kyle's calling for it. Kyle's calling for it.
Kyle's on the fat side, 40 out from goal. Meantime, Graham right up against the post. He kicks a drop punt that goes well across the face to the left-hand side and misses. Minus score, I've got that as 13-10, 88 to 8-5, 53.
Adam Russell, you're the man on the scoreboard duties for now.
Can confirm that is the correct score. Thank you, David.
I'm pretty sure we're beyond 10.5 minutes, by the way, which is what we're seeing on the scoreboard as we speak.
It's back up and operational. Forget drinking games on Mad Monday. They just play a numbers game. Claire Varley is on the boundary line and no doubt has another great insight for us. Claire, what do you know?
Well, over on the Keilor bench, even though there is still a lot of that swearing, really like all the swear words you could think of are really coming off over there, they still seem to be in pretty positive spirits. Mick came and had a little bit of a chat to me, said he was feeling good and feeling okay. So
sorry, Claire. The call counts! Big mark! Sorry, Claire.
That's all right, Adam.
That was a highlight sure to end up on EDFL Web TV this week. The count went up and brought down a screamer.
But he was coming down when he actually took the ball.
Claire Varley, are you still alive?
I wish that I could get my voice to that roaring height right now, but unfortunately I can't muster that kind of excitement.
Her eardrum's gone.
We will come back to you, Claire. Well, sorry, it's the Kyle Show today here at Clifton Park.
The headset not working, but you could probably hear that from High Point.
Missed one a few moments ago.
Even.
Speaking of High Point, that's where my car is at the moment. That's how far you have to go to get a car spot as Remus kicks the goal. The count's up to 5 at Clifton Park. Adam Russell, the score in a moment, and then we'll go to Clare Valley again.
14-10-94 Aberfeldie to Keilor Park. To Keilor, sorry, 8-5-53.
Oh, he's limping. Oh, he might have landed a bit awkwardly there.
Maybe some more work for Clare to do in a moment.
I think this is showmanship.
Cold.
Just he wants to run to the field and to the
us a
bench. And
wave.
everyone will clap Kyle. Well done, Kyle, as he comes from the field limping.
Yeah, he's a bit proppy.
Kyle clap.
Some work there for you.
Oh,
And no one has actually come on the
Did I
ground
just hear Kyle
for
clap?
him.
Did I just hear Kyle
The
clap?
Kyle clap.
hashtag Kyle.
Clare Valley, have we still got you?
You've still got me.
Yeah, we'll just come back to you here about what was happening in the Keilor bench. There's a free kick, and it will go Blackwell's way.
So Blackwell, a little bit going on behind play there. The umpire saying that's all right. And apologies for any dropouts that we have been having. Schroeder inside 50. Graham got a hand to it. And nothing able to be extracted from that, though. Another ball up. And
I think
inside 50 for Aberfeldie.
I think Cole's going for a rib. He's just jumped the fence. He might have a green can in his hand.
Inside 50. And that was a high contact free kick. And it's going to go Keilor's way.
Now, Dave. Fluidity. Oh, no. I've done
Oh, no! Meantime, big fly over the top there came from Kovac and got it on to Noy, who can go short and putt. Forced a backpedal. Vassal lost his footing. Putt. Kick with the short 45. Inboard. Patak wrapped up. Ogden without the footy and a free kick going Keilor's way. Sprouts, what were you saying?
Fluidity was a word that you struggled with earlier. Alex Trifford has just let us know that his jet lag is really affecting his sleep fluidity.
Sleep fluidity. There you go. And no doubt he will have been woken up by the call of the chief just before when the Kyle count rose to 5. Meantime, it's Abbas that win themselves a turnover. Carboni inside 50 finds Graham. And another shot on goal coming up for Aberfeldie.
Three-quarter time, Div 1, Craigieburn lead at 20-10, 130 to Taylor's Lakes, 8-4-52.
This is good chat there on Twitter. We'd love to see more of our listeners engaging on Twitter. Hashtag Kyle Count, hashtag or EDFL, whatever the things
Jimmy
are.
2000.
Hashtag Jimmy 2000. And hashtag Angus Graham about to have a shot on goal. In he comes. The big fella from 47 metres out, we'll call it. It's a pretty straight kick. Does it have the distance? Not quite. Just a minus score. Touched on the line. And just a behind there to Aberfeldie. Adam Russell.
14-11-95 plays 8-5-53.
Not many cameras here today. We could have almost reviewed that. Not that it would have ended up with a certain outcome. Kick in for Keilor. And it will be a high ball there from Guy Barbudo toward the outer side. And kicking it clear now for Keilor was Perismal. Ball is available out on the outer wing. It was socket off the ground by McLean. It's eventually picked up by Al Hawley. Goes inboard. And McLean got it back. Hand pass off. Laurie inside 50. And Graham, or Kefford rather, just set himself there. James down back for Keilor. Hand pass came out to Crawford. He goes toward the gates on the outer side. No mark for Bathy. Has to go back and get it. Did. Hand pass out to open territory. It's barely staying in play at the moment. And it's locked up. Umpire says, I will ball it up. Dead centre wing outer side. Three-quarter time siren not far away. 14-10 plays 8-5. That scoreboard back up to date, but we've played definitely more than 15 and a half minutes. We're seeing progress, though, which is good to see.
Adam Russell and I got the score as 14-11 at the moment, Chief, but we're not
there you go.
not 100% sure. Meantime, Patak won the clearance up towards half forward for Abbas. Kefford couldn't quite take it. Good punch there from Micah James, and it goes out of play. Boundary thrown far side at half forward there for Abbas, who are leading this one by about 40 points, we'd say. Maybe 41 or 42 points is the margin. I have it as 42. Scoreboard has it as 41. Meantime, Jack Mack won the tap down. Keilor win the clearance, though, through Kane Barbudo, who goes long and high and down the wing. No one really wanted to take the catch there, and eventually it bounces. And it's Aberfeldie that emerge with the footy. Kick into the middle of the ground. Good strong mark is taken. And no advantage, of course, from a mark. So the ball comes back, and Moylan just looking for options. Short stab pass is good. And another mark is taken here by Carboni, about 75 metres out from goal. Where are the leads? Where's the Kyle
no.
count? He's still off the ground, and that kick is a turnover. Keilor with the chance to build off half back through Crawford.
It looks like he's ready to come back on, Reamers.
It's
Just standing us at the gates at the moment.
it's a nice bench there. Catapan, Reamers, Lynch, just waiting to come back on the ground.
Putt goes toward half forward for Keilor. It was overran, picked up out the back, and Jack Kennedy goes for a dash. One bounce and toward Brown. Gets rid of his opponent illegally.
Oh,
Ragdoll, says the umpire. Free kick last night at the fence for Aberfeldie.
Brown absolutely spewing. Jambo, what do you reckon?
No, it was there. It was there. He just he just tried to get his body in the way. You know, the umpire was in the right spot.
A virtual kick in for Aberfeldie. He's used to that. The ball went out the back and will just stay in play for Aberfeldie. Hand pass came out and they'll share it around. Moylan did well to get the 1-2. Now Patak has it. 80 from goal. Went looking for Kefford. Takes the mark and plays on as well. Al Kefford went toward the square. Angus Graham lurking with Burke there for Keilor. Did well. Did Lee Burke. Picked it up. Got some space and cleared it out. High ball toward the outer wing. And a good mark was taken out there. I think that was Jess Laurie.
Great mark over the top, and now could go short to Vassell, inboard, ignores that, and now wants to get around the man on the mark, does very well, runs his full measure, kicks long, keeps deep, Graham couldn't quite take the mark, it spills off hands, Micah James cleans up, and now just a tumbling punt outside, defensive 50 was not directed well, and now a chance for Kyle Reamers. He got it wide, ran to 49, kicks on goal. It's not bending enough, but doesn't have the distance. It was never going to be a goal, and Keilor can clear. On the three-quarter time siren. Well, three-quarter time, and a show of frustration there from Reece Prismal. Didn't bother collecting the footy that was kicked towards him after the siren, just kicked it in mid-air, straight up in the air, and the frustration is visible for Keilor as they trail at three-quarter time. 8-5-53, Aberfeldie up there, Claire, and we're about ready to go. Thanks for your insight, Claire Varley, and Sprouts doing a sensational job around the grounds. The Chief just spoke to Tony Lasco. Welcome back, Tony. Great to see him around at the footy at Clifton Park here. What did he have to say, Chieftain?
No, I was just clarifying the Patrick Rose incident last year. He was just given misinformation. There's the confirmation from Tony Lashko. Final term underway. Linton takes two bounces for Keilor. Now three. Runs to 50. Shots on the way. And Allen will smack it through for a minor score in the end. Keilor have started each quarter quite well with early goals. They almost got another one there, but it's only a minor score on this occasion. And Josh Toy will shield his eyes from the sun as he brings this ball in. The former Sun looking into the sun. High ball toward the outer side. Putt will eventually pick it up. Hand pass comes out. Put Kane Barbuto under a bit of pressure. Blackwell's on him. Hand pass over the top. Now Angus Graham tried to get a hand in there. Carboni will watch it go out of play. And we will have a boundary throw in. 14-10 plays 8-6 so far to scoreboard. He's holding up. A minute gone, final turn.
Boundary throw in. As we mentioned, great to see Tony Lasco down here. We might have to hear from him post-game. I don't know. Catapan through some traffic. Did well. Got it up towards centre half forward. And a big fly over the top there. Not coming down with it there was Micah James out the back. It's going to be a certain goal. Who else? Kyle Count comes in and goals. He has goal number 6. 6 of the best for Kyle Reamers. And he's certainly very happy about that one. It just got out the back there, and Abbas, you can't leave Kyle Count out the back. He'll punish you every time.
Is that hoodie territory?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely hoodie territory.
We haven't spoken to Kyle Reamers on EDFL Radio. We haven't got him on yet.
I'll tell you what, also, lucky Lockie Langwell's not playing because otherwise we wouldn't have enough room to put all his goals on paper there, Chieftain. He's got 6 now, and he's still got a quarter to play with.
Yep. We're back in the middle. Umpire throws it up. There are some handy outs for Aberfeldie, mind you. We spoke to Jacob Craven on pre-game today. Courtney Johns, we don't know how long he's out for, but got injured last week. Langwell, as we said. Luke Davis, who's listening to us in Adelaide. There are quite a few outs to come into this team who are well on their way to a long-awaited premiership, but a long way to go just yet as Keilor try and work this out. They're going by hand in the middle of the ground. It's a high left footer from Papalia toward half forward, and it was well read by Daniel Thompson. Takes the mark, a centre half back. Son of Bomber goes toward the broadcast side, and it's just to see a sky blue there. Mark taken now by Graham. Hand pass over the top. Lynch on the outskirts of 50. Went looking inboard. The kick was not great. Turnover. Keilor will get it back toward the broadcast side, and Toy will take the mark.
So Toy just backwards of the wing. Short ball and inboard finds his teammate in Oswald, and he can go with the complete switch. The ball back inside defensive 50 for Aberfeldie. And they're just quite content to chip it around here and show off those precise foot skills. Thompson took the mark at half back. They're not making any inroads here. Another short 45 kick and wide towards the boundary line. Toy, and now inboard, maybe some time and space for Catapan. They're just chipping it around, not really with any sort of intention of moving it forward. Now the long kick down the line. Can they find a contested mark? Not quite one there to Kefford. It spills out of bounds in front of Lynch and the Abbas coaching staff. A boundary throw in just forward of centre wing. Abbas in control here, 100 to 54 at Clifton Park in the final quarter.
That breeze still blowing across the ground toward the club rooms, toward the Keilor Road wing. But it is making life pretty difficult if you're having a shot from beyond 40 as Patak gets claimed by Tanti. I'm not sure he got rid of that ball either. It came out in the end, and now Cubillo, he's got a bit to deal with. I suspect we'll get a stoppage. We will. 15-10-100 plays 8-6. 4
minutes gone. Really been a lacklustre second half, hasn't it, Chief? There hasn't been much
Great
going
start
on.
to the game. It was an unbelievable, fast-paced, high-scoring, 13 goals in the opening term, and it has sort of tailed off a bit since then. And, well, we know Keilor are playing finals footy. They're going for second, but is Mighty Mick keeping a few cards up the sleeve?
Yeah, good question.
He's that sort of coach. We know that. Linton. He'll go down the line. And Bathy went up. Didn't take the mark. It came off hands on ground level, and Aberfeldie will just clean this one up as they go through the corridor. The runner was Oswald. He's back in the side today. Lance Oswald, he rushed his kick though. And it will be a turnover. It got picked off at centre half back, and the Blues can come toward this broadcast side now. They've decided to come to this side of the ground a bit more in the second half, and Noy, he'll go inboard. And the mark is taken by Tanti.
So Tanti, hands off. And now the long kick inside 50. Where's Gordis? Big punch over the top from him. He got caught behind a Toy, saw it out of play. Boundary throw in. It's at the half-forward flank here, near side at Aberfeldie at Clifton Park. A boundary throw in half-forward for Keilor. So back into play. About to be back into play, I should say. 5.5 minutes gone, final term. And Brown wins the tap down convincingly towards Prismal. Got through a few and then gave it off to Kennedy, who has the shot on goal. Is it shepherded through, or is it a free kick? It is either or. It's going to be a goal to Keilor. Yes, it is. It's a goal to Keilor, and I think Kennedy is the one that will be the recipient of the statistic. Jack Kennedy kicks the goal, his first of the afternoon. Keilor have goal number 8.
Former Oak Park man, and speaking of Oak Park, what's our latest score, Adam Russell, in that very important game against Dooders?
At quarter time.
Three-quarter time.
At three-quarter time, I should say. Thank you, Chief. It was Oak Park 11-9 at 75, trailing Judah Stars 18-6, 114, just 0.96%, keeping them out of the top 4 at that stage.
If you get any updates at all, just come in over the top of us and let us know, because we have that live ladder going, and we will find out what the matchups will be in the finals next week in Div 1 and Div 2. Broadcasts on Saturday and Sunday on EDFL Match of the Day.
Do you think the clubs are utilising the live ladders at the moment?
No.
Up towards half forward we go now for Aberfeldie. The Crawford handball was a dangerous one. It came out, and now Kefford has a snap. It'll go across the face and just sneak in for a minor score. 15-11 plays 8-6.
Tell you what, tell us what you really think about those live ladders, Jambo.
Well, I actually introduced it to the broadcast because Teo actually had a spreadsheet last year, but I've actually used live ladders during the season with the under-10s. So, yeah, it's very good, and it seems accurate. That's the most important thing.
Look at that. Abbas is still pressuring inside their attacking 50. They eventually lose possession of the footy, but once again, Abbas just with that wall across the wing, they find players that can take the mark, and now the long kick back inside attacking 50. It comes off hands. There's a free kick advantage given. It's going Keilor's way. Schroeder can run it out of defence. Noy's got a little bit of space. Toy sits in the hole, and Noy is forced to go longer still. No mark taken there by Gordis. Can he pick it up close to the boundary line? Not quite. It spills out of play. Copped a little one there from Allen on the way down. The umpire said that was all right. Boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position there, Chief.
Right in front of Tony Lashko, our old mate. Boundary throw in. Just forward of centre wing. It's in fact at left half forward for Keilor. 101 plays 60. Umpire brings it in. Third man up there for Keilor, and over the line it'll go once more. Escorting it over is Timmy Peck.
What do you rate, or what do you think of Timmy Peck's game today, Chief?
I don't know too much about him, actually. He's new to the senior lineup. He's been thereabouts. Ball's out the back here. Lynch gets it over the top, and Patak has it on the wing. Goes toward half forward. Reemers trying to read the ball and took it almost uncontested in the end. It was too easy for him, and he's thinking about 7.
Pretends to think about dishing it off there. It was some sensational acting there from Kyle. He was always going to go back and have the shot. Absolutely no doubt about that one, Chief.
2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, 1 in the third, 1 so far in the last. He's going for 7. The Kyle count. Reemers slight angle and will kick from 50. This will go left to right. We know that. Can he get the timing right? He hooked it a fair way. It did go left to right, but hooked it too far. Minor score across the face in the end.
Duda's score is 133 to 81. So they're just putting the nails in the coffin for Oak Park, I think.
It's heartbreaking for Ben Chapman's boys.
And that's unless East Keilor, they're only 10 points down at three-quarter time. If they get up against Tullamarine, then Oak Park still will be in the finals.
Well, from the kick in, Abba's still looking to go forward. Some interesting stuff there. We'll certainly watch that space.
And of course, East Keilor still not relegated yet.
Patak kicks inside 50, and it's not a good kick. There was a couple of whistles going, but Keilor find a mark inside 50, so we'll certainly keep a track on that East Keilor Tullamarine game as Keilor look to move it out of their defensive 50, and it's going to come straight back in. Another mark to Patak, and now he goes inboard and finds Oswald, who's practically in the centre of Clifton Park. Handball to Toy, back to Oswald. Ran into a bit of trouble there in Kennedy, but then kicked out wide, and a strong mark is taken out on that far side by Patak, is it? Can't quite see. No, it's not Patak. It might be Catapan. So
East Keilor have got a
No, that's Blackwell.
Blackwell there.
I reckon it's Blackwell. It's a long, long way from us, Dave.
It's a direct opposite side of the ground.
East Keilor have still got a bit of a percentage gap. It's 12% on
What's West
Hillside.
Meadows doing the hillside, Adam Russell? We'll get to that in a moment. Shot on goal. Here's a point.
At three-quarter time, the margin was 25 points, so Hillside still got 11% on East Keilor and the 4 premiership points if both teams lose.
Shades are getting longer here at Clifton Park. And a long kick in there. Shadows, I should say. Shades isn't here today. He'll be back next week on EDFL Match of the Day. And
Lovely
a free
segue.
kick.
Lovely.
Will go Keilor's weight half back. I think he'll be back. He'll definitely be there for the grand finals, I know that. Big, big final series coming up on 98.9 Northwest FM. Sunday broadcast begin next week. Division 1, Division 2 finals. The matchups, we still don't have the faintest idea. High ball to half forward for Keilor. Burke jumped underneath it and out the back. The mark was taken relatively easily in the end for Laurie. He's at left half back for Aberfeldie. Goes with the switch toward the broadcast side. A good one for Moylan. The runner is Allen. He'll get it now. Front of the broadcast area. Brown provides a bit of pressure. Not too much though. And Patak
Vocal
will
pressure.
take the mark on the wing.
James Heard to be sacked this week.
What?
Cool.
Say that again.
James Heard to be sacked this week.
Is that a Jambo exclusive or dead set? Meantime, Hislop runs in and kicks a goal. No, kicks a point. He missed and should have really kicked it, but it's all over anyway. And the scoreboard, as interesting as it's been, is becoming largely irrelevant in this game.
The Crows aren't that bad, are they?
112 points they won by.
Oh,
And that was under the roof, was it, today?
Yes, under the roof.
I guess it led it at quarter time there.
We're waiting for the Sheridan to come back into play. Guy Barbuto will bring it in once it does come back. There's a couple of spectators on the hill.
how many goals did Essendon kick, Jambo? Do we have that?
We will have that. They kicked, in the end, 8 goals.
8 goals.
We've already lost one ball today. We might have lost the second one.
Is there an EDFL coach that could potentially coach maybe Dean Wallace?
We keep hearing about Mick. Mick would easily get a gig if he wanted to.
Yeah, no.
No?
Blokes in local footy, I mean, you know, even Shannon Grant, Mick McGuan, Dean Wallace, they've all sort of had their time. And if you sort of, once you go out of the system, it's very hard to go back in. Gary Ayres is another example at Port Melbourne.
Chris Johnson had his time at Avondale, an assistant under Michael Voss as well, post-retirement. Now working for AFL Victoria is Chris Johnson, while playing for Jacana.
Yep, doing a wonderful job, Chrissy Johnson.
Yep. We do share the same office at EDFL headquarters. Down the line we go here on the outer side, and the mark is taken there by Peck. DK's man apparently goes inboard. Now Davidson. Just sharing it around Keilor. We're playing out time here on EDFL Match of the Day. It will be win number 17 for Aberfeldie. Who have they got next week, Adam Russell?
Let me check the records.
We'll find out. It is Strathmore, of course. Grand final rematch.
All over it,
They are
Chief.
going for 18-0. Inside 50. Al Hawley got the fist in. There as well was Phillips. The ball just trickles out. Patak on the outskirts of 50. Has some space and some time. And that all of a sudden closed up pretty quickly. Got wide to Lynch in the end. Catapan down the line. Went inboard with his kick. And it was cut off there by Crawford. Hand pass off. And in toward the middle. And Cabillo got in the way there. Almost got tangled up with Noy. And now Moylan's going to apply the pressure. Ball up right in the middle of Clifton Park.
Geez, my eyesight is really starting to struggle. In this light here, you might have to take over from here, Chief. But the shadows, as you say, lengthening here at Clifton Park as it's a virtual centre bounce scenario. Vassal won a deep clearance inside 50, but it's cut off, and the mark is taken inside defensive 50. Might have been Guy Barbuto, was it? Yeah. And now Keilor along that far side of the ground. They go, and they can move it on quickly. Long kick up towards the target there in Peck. He's out-marked it, not quite in the end, but it spills towards the boundary line. Still in play. Now a chance for Timmy once again. Can't quite get his hands on it. Now it spills out eventually, and a boundary throw-in. It's Aberfeldie that lead this one by 44 points on EDFL Match of the Day live here on Northwest FM and streaming around the known multiverse on Team App. 44 points is the margin. Aberfeldie in complete control.
Yep. And Tanti is going to try and get Keilor deep once more. Gordis has the sits. 2 bites at a cherry as well, but he couldn't take the mark. The pressure was good from Laurie and Al Hawley on that occasion. It's on ground level. Stays on ground level. Now it comes out. McLean. Little left-footer down the line. Wasn't the best kick for Patak, but he did well to regain the ball. Wayne Patak did well. Hand pass inboard. Lynch under pressure. Don't argue was good. Was there a whistle? No. Keilor get it back once more. Kennedy goes inboard by hand. They want to go long and deep. One bounce there from Putt. Ran into Moylan. Went with the little kick in towards the pocket. Phillips at the ball. Bounce away from him. Bathy. Hand pass to Gordis. A quick snap on goal is good.
Oh.
Was it Peck?
It was.
Okay. Line a score, and Abbas will bring it in quickly. Allen goes to Toy.
Div 2 full-time, Rochford Park have defeated Jacana 19-18, 132
So
to 8-4-52.
So that's a nervous wait for Jacana from around the grounds, is it?
I'll pop it in, Chief, and we'll have a look.
Kyle Count far too far out to score, but he gives it a good fist and roosts it about 95 metres into the pocket. McNamara off the ground! Oh, that's an incredible goal! What a strike from close to the boundary line. Well, Jack Mack, he kicked a goal there in the first quarter, and now he has one in the final quarter. Great goal off the ground from Jack McNamara. 16 goals for Aberfeldie, and they move to 16-14, 110, and they lead Keilor, who are struggling on 8-7-61. Guys, this would be one of Aberfeldie's closer results for the season. The margin at the moment at 49 points.
Quiet day for Kyle. He's only got 6. Back in the middle. Up towards half forward now for Keilor, and Brown almost lost it in the sun. Did well to gather, though. It bounced in front of him. He picked up and turned around, went to the square, and he hit a target. Ryan Bathy takes the mark in the right forward pocket.
Jacana have slipped to 4th now on percentage, Chief, behind Moonee Valley.
Percentage?
Yes.
It is down to the wire in Essendon for Division 1 and Strathmore Community Bank Division 2. It will be a lot to talk about in EDFL review today as the goal is kicked by Ryan Bathy.
Couple of goals for him. Not a bad day at the office, Jambo, or a bad day.
He's been good for him all year. He has been playing forward, which is interesting by Mick McGon. And Lasco said he's driving the wagon. I'm not sure what he was talking about there, but it have something to do with the Aberfeldie wagon.
It's a good one to jump on at the moment. Have we lost another ball? No. We found it. It comes back in towards the middle of the ground. Almost time on final term. If you haven't noticed, listening to the broadcast in the last 10 minutes or so, the life has been sucked out of this game of football. It was a good start, a hot start. 13 goals in the opening term. It was 8-3 to 5 straight at quarter time. A 21-point lead for Aberfeldie. But since then, Abers just keep reasserting themselves as the team to beat in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division.
Back in the middle of the ground, Abers going to win the clearance through Patak. He got it backwards there to Phillips, who's forced backwards. Forced a handball into space. Wants Carboni to run onto it. He did. He gathered. He was tackled and brought to ground and dispossessed of the footy. And now a high contact free kick for Keilor, who are just providing a little bit of resistance in the latter part of this quarter. And now 50 metres out. Sprouts, Keilor, are they meant to be 9 goals or are they still 8 goals? Is that correct?
Well, at three-quarter time...
10 I think 10 goals, yeah. 10-7, 67.
Three-quarter time they were, let me get the scores up, 8-5-53, and I've got Ryan Baffy marked down for 1 goal, and Jack Kennedy also down for 1 goal.
So about a 400-metre penalty coming up here for Keilor, and a certain goal is going to be kicked their 11th. As I mentioned just before, maybe a little bit of resistance coming here for Keilor, but maybe Abers have just stopped in their own right. And the goal is kicked there by Linton, and it is their 11th goal. 11-7-73 plays 16-14, 110 as we tick into time on in the final term.
Linton's been one of Keilor's better players today.
Yeah, he's been good.
Good horse.
That Adam Potter would be very disappointed there, giving away that because that was a 100-metre penalty, and it was. Who gave away the? Oh, Carboni gave away the 100 metres. So just undisciplined, that cost you a spot in the side.
Sports Moves best on ground prize back into play today. We've got 2 red hoodies thanks to Sports Moves behind us in the box. Are we giving it to the count?
Yep,
I think so.
We are.
What about Jambo? Jambo's not going to agree.
Aberfeldie are being a bit undisciplined here now. There's another free kick out of the middle.
Kane Barbuto will take it.
Incident.
High and long inside 50. Allen got the fist in. And picking it up was Blackwell. Hand pass back out to Allen. We'll hear from Claire Varley pretty soon. Allen swung around onto the right boot. Went high towards half forward. And is that a mark? It is.
Dudas are 60 points up, 22 minutes in.
Lynch has it in the middle of the ground. Gets onto the left boot. Went toward the pocket. Remus had the ball go over his head. And it will stay in play for the time being, will it? Kane Barbuto's lurking. Boundary throw in. Claire Varley.
I've just been down on the Abers bench and they're actually in really good spirits, and I feel like they're in good spirits for the rest of the season. I've had a bit of a chat to the trainer, the head trainer, and she's just happy with the prospects of how all the players are tracking health-wise and feeling like clearly they've won this game, they feel, but looking ahead further, they're feeling really confident for the coming weeks.
Claire, got another question for you. We'll just keep a track of players. It's inside 50 for Aberfeldie. Can we find a stoppage so we can ask the question? We can. Has there been any signs of sort of bringing off some players just to rest them in this last quarter?
There has. Brock McLean she said he finishes early for most games, and so he's off icing a foot. But other than that, they're all feeling pretty good and, yeah, still going strong.
From the
We believe
clearance.
5 starters in the best 22 not playing today.
Wow, there you go. Patak won the clearance up towards the goal line. Keilor trying to get numbers back and force a stoppage. They do in the forward pocket. So interesting stuff there. Sprouts, what do you got?
Well, we've still got you, Claire. I'm just interested to know earlier at Web TV, you suggested Taylor's Lakes might have an upset over Craigieburn. You still confident about that?
Yeah, I was. I didn't tip it, but I thought that could be the upset.
Full-time score Division 1, Craigieburn 30-14, 194 have defeated Taylor's Lakes 8-7-55.
Well, pretty glad I didn't tip them.
Meantime, goal. Aberfeldie. They kick another one. Jack Mack, was it?
Looks like it.
Well, he's kicked their last 2, and he's kicked 3 for the game. And Claire Varley, just no further comment on the issue.
No,
She's been slipping in the tips lately. Jambo,
I don't.
Adrian Jamison, you're our expert in Essendon 4th Division 1.
I'm an
Is
expert in
Jason Cloak
everything.
that influential?
Well, yes. I mean, the Twin Towers.
That's a massive turnaround.
Yeah, it is a
That was
massive
shocking
turnaround.
against West Meadows last week.
And this is what football does. You know, you can lose one player and it can change your whole season. But you know, if he's back, he's firing. You know, I'm going to look forward to next week. You know, Dudas Craigieburn, if they're back to their best, we're in for a cracker.
That's the voice of Adrian Jamison, self-proclaimed expert in everything.
Everything EDFL.
The Minister for Statistics. That's hard to say.
Minister.
for Statistics. That's hard to say.
It
that
is.
one.
Almost as hard as fluidity.
There's quite a few words that Dave makes up just in the broadcast. Guess who it is again for Keilor? Kane Barbuto. He's just racking him up today. He's been one of their few contributors. Angus Graham got it back for Aberfeldie. Hand pass out and up towards half forward. Carboni marks.
I liked Carboni's game today. Just gives them a little bit of speed. That's maybe something that they were lacking last year. He gives them a lot of speed in that midfield. Maybe that kick leaves a little bit of a question mark over disposal, but I think he's been really good.
Bathy has it for Keilor on the outskirts of 50. The ball's moving around pretty quickly at the moment. It really opens up. Al Hawley. He goes for a dash in the back pocket, but he's running backwards and he got claimed by Gordis, and it's a free kick for Keilor.
Just a good tackle there, and now Gordis inboard.
Tanny will mark.
Sting right out of this game, as you can hear. And Keilor, they're kicking a few late goals. The margin certainly flatters them, I feel, at the moment. But it'll be interesting to see, you know, it is interesting to see that sort of players like Brock McLean, that put them on ice early and just really save the legs in a lot of these Aberfeldie players moving forward.
Yeah, but just the rotations that they have for the whole game. You know, we're sitting sort of near their bench and they just rotate so heavily.
Another junk time goal there for Keilor. Darren Tanti gets in the book. And that takes their score to 79, playing 1:16 at Clifton Park. Full-time siren not far away.
We've got 4-2 this quarter in favour of Keilor, is it? Maybe 4-3.
I got 4-3. Jack Mack with 2. Kyle count with just the 1. Jack Kennedy 1. Josh Linton 1. Tanti 1. And Baby 1 for Keilor.
So that must mean that it is about 12-7, 79. And Aberfeldie 17-14, 116. They're going to win once again as Putt won the tap down. Couldn't quite win the clearance though. Moylan is wrapped up in the middle of the ground. Another ball up in the centre circle or thereabouts. Graham tapped it down. Lynch is brought to ground there by Noy, and another ball up is the result. Sling tackle. Not according to the umpire though. Jambo, beautiful tap down there from Graham to Lynch once again. This time he breaks through the tackle there of White, and Aberfeldie emerged with the footy. Bad bounce there in the end for Carboni, and Keilor able to go forward. There's a whistle, holding free kick, advantage given. And now the shot on goal from Peck up towards Brown. Got one in the back, and the umpire said, no, you didn't. It is a mark. And Aberfeldie are going to clear defensive 50. It's a kick in towards space, and Catapan, can he run onto it? Great tackle there from Davidson. He drove Catapan into the ground, and the umpire calls for the ball. That is an absolutely perfect tackle in my book, guys.
It was. That just locked him up and had nowhere to go.
And not dangerous as well.
Yep, and a bit sore.
Put that on the Laws DVD next year, I think. We'll submit the footage there and get that one on the Laws DVD. We'll get to Sprouts Russell in a sec. Moylan overran the footy. Then he got it back to Blackwell and through traffic eventually. Aberfeldie emerged. Toy in the middle of the ground. He toys with his opponents. Keeps on running. Gives it up to Carboni, who runs to 50. Kicks on goal and it sails through. It's another goal for Abbers. And Josh Toy, that was some class there in the middle of the ground. And another goal to Abbers, this time to Carboni. 3 goals to him, as I said, guys. I've been really impressed with his game.
Adam Russell, what's the latest you can give us around the grounds?
Here first on Div 2. I'll run through the scores first, and then I'll give you our final ladder.
Wow.
We're done, are we?
Wow.
We're done. Yep.
This is amazing.
Home and away season's over in Div 2.
I
Adam Russell, The air's yours.
I don't have Keilor Park or Burnside Heights yet, but we do have the finals race sorted. Roxburgh Park have defeated Jacana 19-18, 132 to 8-4-52. Keilor Park have been defeated by Moonee Valley 10-11-71 to Moonee Valley's 21-8, 134. And Hadfield 16-17, 113 have defeated Coburg Districts 10-9, 69, leaving us with a final ladder in Strathmore Community Bank Division 2. Hadfield in first place, 17 wins, 1 loss. Second place, Roxburgh Park, played 18 games, 13 wins, 5 losses. Moonee Valley finish in third, 12 wins, 6 losses, 139.23%. And Jakarta in fourth, 12 wins, 6 losses, 129.65. Coburg Districts finished in fifth, 11 wins, 7 losses, so they miss out on 4 premiership points.
As Hislop sends the ball forward for Aberfeldie, that means we can confirm some matchups next week. In week 1 of the finals, will McLean get a goal? No, he'll get tackled.
Oh,
Keilor desperately defending. Micah James was there as well. There's an Aberfeldie player down behind plate. Jambo's got the binoculars on him. Free kick for Keilor.
McNamara.
So does that mean, Adam Russell, next week we have Hadfield and Roxburgh Park playing off for a spot in the grand final?
We certainly
The
do.
loser of that will play the winner of Moonee Valley and Jacana.
Certainly, yep.
There are your matchups in the finals in Div 2 next week.
And final score from Duda Stars versus Oak Park. Duda Stars 154 to Oak Park 87.
Stretcher called.
Yeah, no, I can't.
This is not good. I think this
no.
is McNamara, but I might not be correct here.
His legs. Yeah, it's whether he's come down and he's sort of getting up now, but I reckon he's maybe copped one high, hitting the ground.
We've just heard from one of the spectators around us. It could well be Kyle Reimers, guys. I can't see him out there at the moment. I don't think it's Jack Mack.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not Jack Mack. He's there in the foreground.
So is that Kyle Reimers that's down? He's up now.
It is Kyle. Yeah.
Stretcher called. He has
He's
to
running?
go off on the stretcher, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Off he comes.
Isn't that the rule? If the stretcher comes out, he's looking a bit proppy, but he's got up. I don't know if he's
Head
favouring
down.
his shoulder or.
Well, I think his
it's
day's
just the-
done.
It's just the tattoo
yeah.
on his left arm, just weighing him down.
So that'll be the Kyle count done for the day. They'll end on 6.
I did
We'll
hear.
hopefully hear from him
We'll
post-game.
ask him in the post game. Yeah.
Yeah,
if
I
he's
did-
okay.
I did hear an interesting call from Jonathan Brown one day to Kyle Reimers at Brisbane versus Essendon, which was quite funny. But
Not for air.
no,
Hey, big mark. Big mark in the square. Not paid. Unfortunately for Al Kefford.
So just playing out time now. Kyle Reimers has come off the ground in interesting circumstances. Hopefully we hear from him.
Claire Varley's all over it. She's practically right there.
She's done a good job today, Claire.
As always.
Got the inside word.
Well, she loves Aberfeldie. She's got the pass wherever she wants to go at Abbers.
Here we go. Peck goes in the middle of the ground. It comes out the back here. Chance for Kennedy to run onto it. He does. He kicks inside 50. Can they find a mark here? No mark taken. And now to clean up is Laurie, who is just backpedaling and then going inboard to Allen. Bouncing ball. It was low to ground. He did well to gather and kick wide to Thompson, who took the mark inside his defensive 50. So Daniel Thompson.
This could be big news for Aberfeldie, but if they lose him, it's not going to change much. But he
Didn't need him last week.
He is their focal point up forward.
Graham.
Didn't need him last week against Paco.
Yeah, true. Graham dropped a mark he should have taken. And another boundary throw-in. I'm losing it. Boundary throw-in on centre wing. As Sprouts has something to say.
I'm just going to quickly throw at the Jambo. Can you go through us those final scores at Duda Stars and Oak Park when you get a chance?
Duda Stars 154
154.
to Oak Park 87.
Well, in that case, we have a top 4 settled in Division 1 as well. The final scores at East Keilor and Tullamarine. East Keilor 12-16-88 defeated by Tullamarine 15-10-100. Our final 4 is first, Duda Stars, 13 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, 62 premiership points there. Craigieburn second, 13 wins, 3 losses. Third, West Meadows, 10 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. Tullamarine in fourth, 10 wins, 6 losses, 103%. And Oak Park, 9 wins, 5 losses, 100%.
While you're at that, just give us a final score from right here at Clifton Park, Adam Russell.
Final scores here at Aberfeldie versus Keilor. Aberfeldie finish on 122, defeating Keilor 79. Not too sure if that scoreboard's correct, Dave.
I don't
Yep,
think it
not
matters.
sure- not
I don't-
sure
To be
either.
honest, it doesn't.